I got the 1.7. He got half of that deal. So yeah, he got like 700, and then 750. Then I got the rest. They gave me an advance out of that. My advance was like 300,000. With that 300,000, well, the smartest thing I did was I bought a truck, bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? That was 100,000, right? 90-something thousand. Like, then I bought
what kind of truck?
Chains, bulletproof Escalade. Then I bought chains for everybody, right? 75,000. But I had got set, so I think I got 5 at first, so it was probably like 50,000. I'm just doing the math so you can understand where my money was going. You feel me? When niggas was thinking, acting like they wanted more money from me, and I was over for it. I got the 1.7. I'm just doing the math so you can understand where my money was going. You feel me? When niggas was thinking, acting like they wanted more money from me, and I was over for it. I got my cousin right there, and I didn't even give my cousins no jewelry, no nothing, no cars, no cribs. You understand? I got a crib in Tenafly, New Jersey for niggas, right? It's not there no more, so I could just say where it was at. I paid it off. I didn't even know about putting money down for a mortgage or nothing. I'm just trying to hurry up and get niggas out the crib.
Right.
So it was the rent. It was a rental house. I did like 90,000 on a rental house when I could have put money down for a property. Now I know. I would never do that again.
Right. So
that's like 250 gone already. I'm just doing the math so niggas that say, yo, King Bone did good for niggas. I was niggas that tell me, yo, I fuck with King Bone, look what he did. He split 100,000 in the hood. I'm like, damn, nigga, look what I did. You feel me? Say what I did. Now, it's King Bone my mans, but I'm like, damn, like, niggas will tell you that. Like, shit be weird.
250.
Gone already. And that's half of my money. I ain't got no money.
Stuff, bro.
This shit is shameful. Raekwon has a quote off a Vlad TV interview that I heard last year, and I'm probably gonna carry with me, if not for the rest of my life, for a very long time. If you can't respect $1, how the fuck you gonna respect 1,000,000? I'll say it again. If you can't respect $1, how you gonna respect 1,000,000? The thing I didn't like about this is that he said niggas wanted more money from me and I was over for. He was done. Flat busted. The other thing I don't like is the Mase shit. I could, I'll probably touch on that a little bit. So let's just go through this systematically. Let's just break this shit down. The first thing I'm gonna say is good job on getting the bulletproof truck, because that will keep him safe in a lot of different situations. We won't get deep into that. He's a drill rapper. So that's a great move. Second, the house shit with the rental, $90K on a rental. And he said it's not there no more, so he doesn't have it for whatever reason. And he never owned it. Insane. $90K with no ownership is insane. I mean, I could really break all this shit down. But he knows, and you know, that this is bad. That's all you need to know. I'm not going to go too deep on this, but I am going to give a few references to precautionary tales. It's crazy that this hip-hop shit has been going on for so long. MC Hammer went bankrupt in the 90s, the early 90s. He was the hottest shit out and went bankrupt in the early 90s. And this is the thing. This story used to be on the VH1 Behind the Music or whatever. So you would see it on TV, a few times a year. So everybody had access to this. But MC Hammer went broke, balling out on his dancers, his entourage, his homies, etc., etc. He wasn't even a gangbanger or nothing like that. But he was really feeding these people. And the thing that MC Hammer says is once he went bankrupt, once he was fucked up, when he look around, none of them people was around after he went broke. When you look at Fivio, he spent a lot of his money on these gang member, friend, homie ass niggas. And even when he went broke, they still wanted more. I'm going to give you another reference as well. You look at Cairo and G Herbo, if you're familiar. Cairo went and sat down with 16, shot him. It had a bunch of discrepancies with what G Herbo decided to do with his money as far as the gang and the niggas and how just a couple niggas was getting money and he promised a bunch of other shit to people and he didn't go follow through on any of those promises. And when they asked for him to give bail to one of the niggas in the gang, he was like, niggas shouldn't have been doing that shit, all that type of shit. He didn't get the money up. So the one thing about this is like, you should not feel, and this is fucked up because these guys are gangsters and they're in a gang, and I understand, these niggas, you got to feed the wolves to some extent, blah, 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 all that shit. But in general, you should not feel obligated to go broke on other niggas, period, point blank. Just period, point blank. Period, point blank. You shouldn't feel obligated to spend an exorbitant amount of money on niggas, getting niggas chains, getting niggas whips. Then niggas is still coming to you after the chains and the whips. Like, bro, I need some more money. I need you to buy this. I need you to buy that. That's crazy. That's crazy. But when you live that type of lifestyle, I could see that coming with it to an extent. And the difference between that and the MC Hammer shit is when you go broke, them niggas probably still gonna be around. You still gonna be there, but you gonna be back in the hood with them broke. I recommend doing it the Chief Keef way. You got a few niggas, man, you put them in positions to get the money. You probably even throw them some money, But one of the things niggas in the hood was mad about, they did the Cairo to Chief Keef. I remember seeing some random old Blockian interview back then, and nigga was like, man, fuck Chief Keef. Nigga ain't putting no money back in the hood. He ain't putting no guns in the streets. Cool, that nigga got the fuck away from there. He had his tight little clique. He making sure that tight little clique of niggas that he really fuck with is straight. And even then, some of them niggas, he put them niggas in position to generate money. And even then, that's just what it is. We just leave that there. You could figure out whatever you want, but that's just, I made the point. The second precautionary tale that I'm going to go over is related to Mase, because Mase signed him and gave him $5,000, if you didn't know. And then after giving him the $5,000, he had the contract, and the contract said he gets a percentage of whatever deal he gets. So now Mase went and got the deal for him and stuff like that, but he signed that deal when he was a teenager. I don't even know if I could say he got him the deal. That's what Mase says and shit. Fivio got a different story, but Fivio didn't catch for real until, a certain point. He had to really still get out there and, get his music out there and all that stuff and really grind still. But to go back to, the precautionary tale, I understand Fivio did it when he was a kid, and I really point the finger at Mase because Mase came from Diddy. Mase came from the school of Diddy. And it's like, what did Diddy do? Well, what Diddy did was took niggas publishing. You remember the Locks getting on the radio and complaining about how they wasn't getting their money and how he pretty much took all the royalties and stuff. They don't get none from none of their hits and stuff with Bad Boy. They had to go up and motherfucking hold Hot 97 hostage low key, like pretty much tell the whole city about the shit, and Diddy got them right after that. They got their publishing now. Everything is good. Let's keep it 500,000. This cat and Diddy, Mase, have had on and off beef, reconciling and et cetera, but finally, this nigga in the past 5 years, he dissed Diddy, and then, he was pretty much at him because he wasn't getting the money. He wasn't getting the royalties. He had the same situation going on as the Locks. So with that being said, you know, this nigga was upset. He was tight about that. So then he goes and does his predatory shit to Fivio, which is crazy to me. Which, when he talks about it, he doesn't look at it as predatory, but it's crazy. So then when you look at that, okay, you go back in time, you got the whole TLC shit. You got Jerry Heller from motherfucking NWA. He fucked them over and shit like that. If you don't know the TLC shit, they was broke but having #1 hits because they fucked them in their deal. You got all this shit that goes on in the past, deep in the past. I could think of more shit if I wanted to, but just for the sake of time, I won't. There are plenty of precautionary tales in hip hop about motherfuckers getting fucked over on a contract. Yet and still, new niggas get fucked over on contracts. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I keep it so real with you. I expect that from predatory music executives, specifically white. We won't get more specific than that. But when it comes to rappers who have dealt with people like this, or even just other black people, I think it's really fucked up that they do this. And even it's fucked up that the white people do it. Don't get it twisted. But it's like, damn, even the niggas not gonna look out. We should be the ones paving the way. It should be something to where how you look at how Yo Gotti got his shit. Niggas know when they come over this way, they're going to be straight. They're going to be taken care of. Everything is going to be legit. You're going to be good money. You're never going to hear a story about me fucking somebody over because we do good business over here. That's how it should be when you fuck with other black people in this music game, but that's not what it is. Now, I'm going to finish it off with this. That kind of goes with the theme of the week as far as the young heads versus old heads shit for the past 4 days at this point. And really, when it comes to, you know, the thing that I just mentioned, I do blame Mase as an older nigga for being predatory with the younger nigga, but I don't blame the niggas before us to a certain extent when it comes to what I'm about to say, because they were poor and they didn't know. This is like first generation wealth for a lot of people. And even outside of first generation wealth, this first generation like middle class for a lot of black people. Financial literacy, financial understanding, knowing that when you get those big checks, you have to invest the money in wise ways that are going to bring money back to you. You need to save some of the money to where, you know, maybe you put it in an interest-bearing bank account, something that builds interest and stuff like that. And then even with the money that you decide, okay, this is spending money, I'm going to spend this, you budget it to where you don't just go flat broke the moment you get it, or in a week that you get it, or in 2 weeks that you get it, to where you don't have to go and dig in that savings that you made, to where you don't have to go take the money out of that motherfucking escrow account, the bonds, or the Roth IRA that you set up or anything like that, you know, or even the business that you were about to start, whatever you decide to invest into, the crypto, whatever. You shouldn't have to go and dip into that when you got such a huge amount of money. And it goes back to the quote that I mentioned at the top of this. If you can't respect the dollar, how the fuck are you going to respect a million? So with that being said, that's why we have these NBA players who made hundreds and tens of millions who are fucking broke today. Shout out to Sebastian Telfair, man. He was just on Vlad TV and he was talking about how, you know, these agents and et cetera, the accountants and the agents and et cetera, they motherfucking mislead the players when it comes to the money and shit like that. And when it comes to the NBA players that are making all this money and shit like that, they should have different things set in place. I forget, like a trust is what he said, I think, you know, and et cetera, like, because that would really create real wealth. But what he said was they don't want to have niggas with real wealth. They want to just throw niggas this big money and that be the end of it. Just get the fuck out of here and stuff like that. Nobody wants to get these niggas a game. Nobody wants to put these niggas in position. And even then, the niggas don't want to come together for nothing. Because if I done heard too many niggas say this stupid ass shit. Oh, man, if all the niggas come together and make their own league, man, you see what they doing with Ice Cube, bro? And that's one guy, but he has a league with it. He has a league with a white guy, if you didn't know. But, and who cares? Who cares? I'm not saying that in a condescending way. It's business. But even then, the NBA be blocking this cat from getting certain arenas and shit. So that's what the fuck be going on with that. So for all the, oh man, racism doesn't exist. Like, this nigga's trying to do a league. He's not even trying to be in competition, and they blocking him. They're blocking him because they look at him as competition. Now, you could also say there's something with the white guy. I forget what he does. He's like a controversial figure, I think. The NBA don't fuck with him either. So I wouldn't just say it's 100% racism or nothing like that, but has those elements. With all that being said, man, we need to do better with the money that we get, especially these multi-millionaire ass niggas, man. That's just what it is, man. If you don't got it together, man, get it together. And if you got it together, man, make sure your kids have it together. And if you got grandkids, man, make sure that you helping them get it together. That's just what it is. I'm out.